Hey, this is Sam Black with my third match with Tireless Tracker Traverse Jund. I'm on the draw against a mulligan. I'm going to keep this. I'm reasonably well positioned to get to use Traverse with Delirium in the reasonably near future, since I have land, instant, artifact, and sorcery to turn it on. And I'm a little land light, but I get a draw step plus effectively scrying with Bauble and a fetch. Plus I can traverse for land if I need to. It's nice that Maelstrom Pulse is a backup sorcery for traverse in case I want a Dark Dweller's traverse. Of course, I could just end up using Dark Dwellers on Maelstrom Pulse. Being very slightly land light, this hand is also pretty resistant to Inquisition. That worked out perfectly. Took my traverse and I drew another. It will be on sooner because the traverse is in the graveyard. Let's see what I have coming up. Another Mishra's Bauble. It's not a very valuable draw. I think I just shuffle it away. Of course, I have to decide if I want to tap or untap land. Now, if I do that, I still get to kind of scry with Traverse. Alright, I guess it's fine drawing a Bauble. Opponent's seeing basically the same hand, likely wants Traverse again. Maelstrom Pulse this time. I don't think there's any real reason for me to fetch right now. Let's lead off with Inquisition and see what's up. That'll inform my Bauble fetching. I'll take Culligan's Command, and now I understand that the Maelstrom Pulse was taken to protect Tasigur. And my opponent is able to play Tasigur next turn, which is kind of annoying. Outside of this Maelstrom Pulse, I don't have a lot of great answers to Tasigur. Tarmogoyf is going to be, my opponent can exile their entire graveyard, so I'll have sorcery, land, artifact. It's just a 3/4. Lets me block and bolt. I think I want it. I think I'm going to end up using Traverse for a land. And my opponent's Grixis. My opponent's hand is Lightning Bolt and an unknown. Sorry about that. Okay, so so I guess I just pull against command Snapcaster and make my opponent discard. Which will make my Goyf very large. And I'm pretty sure I just want to race. So that 2 life means that Tasigur probably has to jump block unless my opponent has a removal spell. Or a blocker. It's a pretty good blocker. Now the problem is that my opponent has to either let me cast a red spell, or if my opponent wants to block, I get to cast a red spell. I don't think my opponent can afford to not block. But I can play Seal Fire and kill the Fulminator, which will kill my Stomping Ground, but Tarmogoyf will attack for 6. Put my opponent at 2. And I win if I draw a red land on my turn or anytime later. Interesting. So that keeps my opponent at 3, which I guess is part of why it happened. Yeah, that's probably right. Interesting. So I guess that's just another creature. Snapcaster. So if my opponent goes for Bolt, then I can't attack because Tasigur's lethal. Or my opponent could go for Serum Visions. My opponent goes for Serum Visions, which doesn't seem right to me. I was gonna Inquisition, but I guess I'll just Abrupt Decay and go for the win. Alright, so grindy Grixis type situation. We're gonna want good grindy cards. First inclination is to move away from discard, but Let me think about what that means overall. Shriekmaw is probably bad if my opponent's on like Snapcaster and then large black creatures. I think I like all these expensive creatures. I think I like Maelstrom Pulse and the value creatures. Liliana's probably good. I like Ooze and the removal. Yeah, I think I just cut 3 Inquisitions and leave 1 Thoughtseize in. And this is just assuming that we're going to trade cards a bunch and the game is likely to get to a top deck war, and I don't want to draw discard spells at that point. I just want to maximize my card advantage basically, because my opponent is going to be optimized for playing a 1-for-1 game also, so there's just going to be a lot of that, and then it's going to be the 2-for-1s that carry it, so I should have more. I will keep this. See, my opponent kept things on top, but I'm not going to worry about what they are. I would rather do the scry trick. My 1 Thoughtseize. Well, this is actually the right time in the game to draw a Thoughtseize, so I'll keep it there. Discards somewhere between fine and good early. As I mentioned, the reason I pointed it out is because I don't want to draw it late, so having the 1 Thoughtseize is kind of perfect. Plus I'm a little land heavy, so I'm just looking for spells, and Thoughtseize is a spell. My opponent is not starting this game with a lot of life. I wonder if we're just going to see a Tasigur here. Maelstrom Pulse makes me not too worried about that. If my opponent plays Tasigur, I get to Thoughtseize to try to take whatever would be protecting it, and then Maelstrom Pulse it the next turn. Chromatic Angler is obviously the same situation. That makes things worse. I'm guessing that what's going to happen is I'm going to lose Maelstrom Pulse and my opponent's going to play a Delve creature, but we'll see. Okay, well that's probably better for me. Not particularly convinced that I care about this Snapcaster Mage. This one I think is worth a bolt. It doesn't look like my opponent has any good attacks, but we'll see. Oh. Interesting. Well, that's not good for me. Mostly feels like I drew a lot more lands than my opponent this game. This is probably going to end poorly, but I think it's my only option. Double block Death Shadow, get totally destroyed by a removal spell. Alright, I guess I'll take it. What can I do about those large creatures? Not very much. Maybe I need Inquisition over Seal of Fire. My opponent's definitely more aggressive than I was imagining. Maybe... No, I don't think there's much more that I want to change to adjust for that. Cutting Seal of Fire against a Delver deck is kind of weird, but... hand is a little land heavy, but not really something I can do anything about. If I play Tarmogoyf, I expose Goyf to a removal spell. But if I hold it, I expose it to a discard spell when the rest of my hand doesn't really matter. Not completely sure if this was right, but if this is going to get spell snared. Hadn't seen any, and my opponent seems pretty invested in just casting their spells, so would have been kind of surprising. Okay, well, I should try to use the fact that my opponent is at 9 and I have 3 lightning bolts to win this game. I don't think I'm supposed to do anything right now. It's not easy to imagine my opponent doing 20 to me here. So I guess I'll take it. Alright, my opponent doesn't have a remand or counterspell of some sort. That doesn't do anything.